still, is it a challenge to sort of have that sort of back and forth, and as you guys kind of gone the last couple of weeks?
Well, I mean, we've kind of just. Can you give me that again?
Has it been challenging to the whole offense that you guys haven't been able to have a consistent one quarterback?
No, it hasn't, because the game plan is game plan, and both guys execute the game plan is essentially the way Coach Rod and before Coach Bell had put in. You know what I'm saying? So we're just kind of doing as the coaches gave us, and trusting our coaches and what we're doing. So.
You're a key leader on the team. Coach Carey mentioned that this is tough on both the quarterbacks. That it is hard on them. Do you talk to them? Do you pull them aside and try to provide some mentorship, because they're a lot younger than you are?
I mean, both guys really just want to win. Both guys want to be a part of that winning solution. So you kind of just keep lifting them up through their mistakes and problems that they have during the week. And both guys really have a great mindset on this thing. In terms of quarterback battles I've seen, both of them just want to be a part of the solution. So it's more so along the lines of, how can I help him? Like Tavian helps Sorsby in any way he can during the week, and Sorsby, when Tavian has a mistake and he gets down on himself, Sorsby's lift him up, come on, Tim, you got this, bro. It's been along the lines of, lifting each other up throughout the process.
You talk about knowing, making sure you know what voice you're about to hear when you're out there, when they're rotating the quarterbacks. Does that make it trickier as an offensive lineman when you're trying to not, commit false starts or anything like that, to make sure you know what you're about to hear?
Yeah, definitely in those live environments. You got to know who's behind you. Both guys have different voices and different cadences and things like that. So, yeah, it makes kind of hard.
I think Tom Allen said that he kind of wants to see your group elevate for the second half of the season. What do you kind of want out of this offensive line group for the second half?
Focus on finishing. Focus on the preparation during the week. I know personally throughout the way I've been training is, focusing on the opponent early in the week. In practice, instead of seeing the guy in the opposite jersey, in terms of red and white, you're seeing the guy as the other school that you're playing for that week, and just approaching every rep as this is a game rep. Like this is because that's what time we're in this part of the season where you preparing to get to postseason. So just approaching every day of the week leading up into the game as the game. So when game time gets there, you're just playing free. You're not really thinking as hard and trying to make things happen. They kind of just happen because they've been happening all week.
The opportunity, everything you still want in terms of going to a bowl is still available. How do you guys approach that? Is that the way you look at it?
Absolutely. I mean, after this last week, we understand that these next few games, the seriousness, the heaviness of what we want. That's one of our team goals for the season is to make postseason, and these next few games are going to be the decider of that. So we understand our preparation and what the coaches' assignments that they're giving us, the heaviness of it, of what we need to do to get to postseason.
How do you kind of pick yourselves up and remind yourselves of that, and that's still out there, when you have a game like Saturday at Michigan, it's raining, it's cold, game's gotten away, and, you just kind of have to keep going out there and finish it out. Like, how do you kind of remind yourself that that's still all on the table?
I mean, it's never not leaving your mind. It's talking about my personal experience. I've been a part of those postseason teams, and, every game is added notch to where you're going to be. And, this game is these next few games to me are the decider of whether we're not going to make it. And my opinion is that I want to get there and do anything I have to, whether it be I have to stay up a couple more hours at night study to get the game plan down, or to be able to help somebody out on the field, or, if I need to stay after practice maybe an hour longer to work on this drill because I'm not getting it right, or I need to sharpen this technique. Those things, that's what it takes to get there.
Rod took over the offense last year in kind of the interim role, and now he's taken over the entire offense, or he took over the offensive line last year. And you mentioned kind of the game preparation. What is his game preparation like throughout the week? I know it's only a small sample size so far.
So throughout the week we focus on, in the beginning of the week we focus more on the game plan, what we're going to do in situations, and then toward the end of the league, we get to, sharpen the execution of things. How are we going to, like, making sure we're executing at the highest level every single play so that we can move down the field efficiently. And, an example of that is one of coach's drills is the 30 perfect plays. And, like, just every play is in our game plan, and if anybody on the offense mess up, we're starting from scratch. Whether we're on 29, we're gonna bring it back all the way down to 1 and start it over again until we get those 30 perfect plays, so we can get the execution that we need during the week before we get to game time.
I think Coach Allen said he thought you played your best game of the season against Michigan. I guess, would you agree with that? And I know you've dealt with like some injuries throughout the year. Like, do you feel like kind of you're back to,
I don't think I played my best game yet. Quite frankly, I don't feel like I've been where I needed to be. But I mean, I'm just chopping wood. I'm trying to get back to where I feel like I'm the type of player that I am. I just want to be the best offensive lineman in the country, and I just approach that in my work ethic through film study and weight room, and trying to be as strong as possible. And I appreciate Coach Allen, but I take this loss personal, and quite frankly, I'm going to get better in the future.
Just physically, you just don't feel yet you're where you need to be, like from last year's injury, or just kind of still, dealing with
just execution, execution things. Just sharpening honing my tool in that aspect of just getting everything perfect.
When you look at last week, all the one-on-one reps you had in practice, how do you feel like that kind of helped you all intensity-wise at the start against Michigan?
Yeah, because like I said, we've executed those plays over and over again to perfection during toward the end of last week. We were able to go into the game plan knowing exactly where guys were going to be and knowing exactly how things were going to go toward the beginning of the game, and guys just executed extremely well. In the beginning half, running backs complimented the offensive line and knowing which holes to hit, and the offensive line just moved people off the ball in the run game, and we tended to protect the quarterback at times in pressure situations, and whoever was in was able to make their throws at the time that they needed to get us that first touchdown. So.
what have you seen from Dexter kind of in his recovery, and like you've had a similar injury? Is there anything that kind of helped him along, just having that experience for yourself too?
I see his growth. I see his focus and wanting to get back, and his focus in the development of his mind in terms of the playbook and understanding the things, and actually being able to be a coach on the field. He does the signals and everything, and he's able to help quarterbacks, help swords being taken in moments where they don't see certain situations. He's able to have that third voice before it gets to Coach Rod, in the situation.
You mentioned kind of your own personal battle where it's like you're not where you want to be yet. Is that always front of mind for you?
I mean, it's always been there since I was a freshman, man. I mean, my coaches have always been able to see my potential and everything, and I just see so much more of myself. So I'm always chasing, the betterness. I don't think that. I think that it's attainable. It's just something that I'm always going to be chasing. Kind of that COVID mentality, essentially, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of mentality I've developed within myself, especially since this knee thing is, just kind of developing it. Like the strength in my knee is 100%, but I wanted to get to 110. So I can get both knees on the same level.
That process of mentally trusting your knee, was that tough for you?
I mean, no, it wasn't. I mean, I kind of just trusted my preparation and things, but just pushing it, but getting stronger and stronger so that I can be able to perform, at the highest that I can.
Gotcha.
What are some things that you do to keep your body and mind to get to that 110% you want to be?
I focus on stretching. I focus on, making sure I take care of soreness and pain, things like that. I go to Serena's Wellness Center. It's a place over here in Bloomington that do the cryo chamber and float chamber relaxation and all those things. and also taking advantage of our massages here on campus, and getting in there with our trainers and focusing on the stretching and the mobility of my knees, so that when I'm out there I can just play and not have to worry about it hurting or anything like that. Just kind of focusing on getting my knee even to a better level of stability, always training, single leg things, always focusing on power, doing single leg squat, and pushing weight on it so I can be as strong as possible.
I'll take two more.
So it's like you're